The beginning of 2013 was full of promise. Treasury had high hopes for the economy. It factored in growth of 2.7%. But the economy is now poised to register its weakest growth since the 2009 recession. Treasury now expects growth of 2%, while the Reserve Bank sees a 1.9% expansion. Economists say factors weighing on growth were mostly self-inflicted. These include protracted strikes and over-regulation in key sectors of the economy.
Consumers had a fairly tough time. It wasn't dramatically tough. Businesses struggled, especially small businesses really struggled, and big businesses had the means to retrench a workforce and cut down on all sorts of other spending in order to survive and make reasonable profits. It was a tough year. It was not a disastrous year, but it was tough. It was really tough.
South Africa is now urged to rebuild the internal resilience which helped the country to weather the 2008 economic recession. One way of doing this is for government to reduce its debt and spend within its means.
But we now form part of the fragile five, and that's identified as countries with big current account deficits and big budget deficits. It certainly goes against the internal inherent potential of the country. And I think we need to actually shift back and actually say, right, let's take this by the scruff of its neck and let's realize the opportunities and actually get the economy working for everybody in the economy.
Others say the effective implementation of the National Development Plan should be prioritized next year. But this may prove difficult to achieve ahead of next year's national elections.
We're going to have the first 5 or 6 months where you're going to have a reluctance to implement some of these policies more rapidly because of the fear of alienating certain sections of the ruling alliance who might then not provide their vote for the ANC if they see that the government is trying to implement market-friendly economic policies.
The strong performance of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange has certainly been the highlight of the economy. The local stock market hit several new record highs despite an inspiring economic performance.
That basically still suggests that there's a high degree of investor confidence in the country, although we've got to be careful that the stock market doesn't move away from fundamentals too far, because that would actually imply a bubble at some stage in the future. But it does mean that the economy still remains highly investable. And we need to actually leverage off that.
The improving outlook for the global economy is another reason that should cheer South Africans up. If it materializes, a strong world economy would mean improved exports and better employment prospects next year. Liuta Motlogelwa, SABC News, Johannesburg.